Hi, this is Freya with your next singing tip. Today's video is going to be part 2 of a 3-part series about the most common vocal problems that I encounter in my studio. So the second video today is about nasal singing. If you want to find out how to not sound nasal and how to control this, stay tuned. Probably heard a lot of people say, don't sing through your nose, don't sound nasal, and open your throat. How do you do this all? And how does it affect the sound of your voice? Now, singing through your nose is actually really what it says. The air passes mainly through your nose and not through your mouth. Thus, the sound waves, they can't resonate in all the cavities in your head and in your nose and in your mouth, in your jaw, in your throat, because you're closing up some passages, and that way it can only go through your nose, and it's kind of like a really flat sound. And that's something you definitely don't want. Your best timbre is going to come out when you don't sound nasal, when you open up the passages that you need to ideally use all the resonating space. Now, the resonating space that you use is affected by a lot of different factors. The larynx, the pharynx, your tongue position, and your support. But today I don't want to tell you about all the theory. I want to give you some practical tips so that you learn where does this happen and what do I do? How does it feel like when it goes through my nose? And what does it feel like when everything is open the way it should be? Now, the first thing is opening up your throat. There's different degrees on how open it could be or how closed it could be. So we're going to go from very open to very closed. Now, the very closed state would be like in an NG ending word, such as singing or long. That NG in the end, that's when your throat is absolutely closed. So here are a few exercises to practice the opening and complete closing. Song, ong, 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 ong. Singing, ing, ing, ing. Hang, ang, 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 ang. Did you see how in my throat it opened and closed? If you notice what that feels like when you do it, that's already great. That's a big part of it. Now, in the next exercise, I'm going to go from very open to a little bit more closed and a little bit more closed until at the very end, it's all the way closed. And you can do that using some vowels. We're going to start with an O, going to an A, going to an E, going to an E, going to a French as in pain, which means bread in French, and then closing it all the way to Now let's do it all in sequence. O, A, E, Let's do it a little bit faster. O, Now, if you do it very fluently, you will notice that from the O to the and in between, you slowly close up this space here more and more until it's all the way closed. Now, while all vowels do have a natural degree of how open or closed they are, you could still open your throat and form the vowels with your tongue without being all the way closed up. So you can do an eh very nasally by letting this close up pretty much, or you can do an eh, opening your throat and just shaping the vowel more with your tongue. Now, singers who have a big problem with nasality usually don't only have this problem while singing, they also have that problem while speaking. But when you speak, you don't really notice it that much. But try to pay attention. Do you speak more like this, to where, you understand every vowel, but it's kind of nasal, and because you don't really open up your throat that much, you're kind of lazy? Or are you very articulate and exact, and you open up your throat a lot, and that way there's a lot of resonating space and nothing really goes through your nose too much, except for sounds that have to be nasal, like There's a lot of air passing through your nose on those because you're closing your mouth pretty much. So the main thing when you're singing is be aware of these things. Be aware of how you have your throat opened, if it's very open or very extremely closed. You don't want to sound like twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. No, I was extremely closed. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. No, I didn't really do much different except I opened up my throat, and that was the main thing for not sounding nasal. So I hope these tips helped you a little bit. If you liked my video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up or left a comment, and also if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. I upload a new singing tip video every Friday. Also, you might want to check out my blog at www.freyasingingtips.com, which I will also link up below. And also I wanted to mention that I do offer online Skype vocal lessons. Have a wonderful day. Always keep on singing and always keep a song in your heart. Bye.